chat. Thank you very much. Congressman Darrell Issa, Republican from the great state of California, joins me now. Congressman, we're not going to get a new DHS funding plan today or any time in the near future, are we?
No, we're not. But we are going to continue from the House insisting that we're not going to break up appropriations, fund one part in return for not funding another part. As Speaker Johnson said, and the President now understands, in that so-called bipartisan unanimous consent bill was zeroing out ICE and Border Patrol. And as you've heard, there are all kinds of back deals, insistence from the Democrats, for example, that the Border Patrol can no longer operate miles into the country for getaways, ICE agents could only use their body cameras to prosecute themselves, but not to verify an actual crime or some wrongdoing by an undocumented or somebody else. You know, these kinds of absurdities are the backstory where you're hearing a spin coming from Chuck Schumer.
I don't know, is he going to get the blame? Does he get the political blame for this? At the moment, the public is angry at both sides.
Well, you know, in the years that I served on oversight, the one thing you learned was if you're looking to try to get wins and losses, then you're not following the facts where they lead. The fact is that over 10 million people, many of them criminals, but all of them virtually should not have been allowed through our gates. They got in under Joe Biden. And to get them out, or not get them out, is simply to reward Joe Biden and the Democrats for flooding us with a political plan to change America. So, you know, many of and I'm going to try to be controversial in a sense, Stuart, we focus on illegals, undocumented and dangerous people, of course. But let's be honest, the job is to sift through 10 or 20 million people who shouldn't be here, get them any administrative rights they have, but get them out. And then tell them to come back in through the front door. And if they want to make applications, if they've got pending applications, of course, I want to see them adjudicated. But this is not just about criminals, and it's not just about kings. It's about the rule of law. And if you get down to that, then Speaker Johnson had no choice but to say, no, I'm not going to zero out or change the rules for Border Patrol and ICE in order to get TSA funding. And thank goodness for President Trump finding a way, at least temporarily, to take care of one problem without creating another problem.
I need you to tell me about the ground troops and ground operations that we have in Iran. More troops are arriving. You're the vice chair on the Foreign Relations Committee. Are these ground troops going to be used to seize enriched uranium or seize Karg Island? Is that what we have in mind?
You know, the president made a commitment. He has no intention of having boots on the ground. But Special Forces, Marines, the 101st, and so on, they have missions they can do that can bring this war to an end, that can strangle economically Iran so that they, in fact, capitulate, and, of course, to seize the uranium if we can find it and extract it. All of that is consistent with what the president said was his goal, to make sure they couldn't fire ballistic missiles and to make sure that those missiles never have uranium in them. And those two missions are supported by that overwhelming force that is already there and more coming. Iran has a very little bit of time, and you can see them flailing because they're using the Houthis and Hezbollah and other surrogates in a last desperate attempt to try to get a different output. This president's not going to blink on the basic commitment. President Trump made a commitment to America, no boots, but he also made a commitment to America to make the world a safer place and not to tolerate this kind of activity out of Iran ever again.
I'm going to show you some video, you may have seen it already, of the anti-Trump people demonstrating in Los Angeles. It came to violence. There you can see this. It got violent. And we had one youngster, or one person, I should say, spray painting on a wall, "Kill your local ICE agent." Do any of these rioters, did they face really serious consequences?
Well, that is, in fact, where, you know, it's the equivalent of yelling fire in the theater. That is, in fact, an incitement that is criminal, in addition to, obviously, a lot of damage to the building. So that's a criminal. That's somebody that should be arrested. They can be prosecuted. But remember, this is Los Angeles. This is California. Nothing's going to happen. This is the problem in a state where they say no kings, but they voted for a one-party state, and they are eradicating members of the other party. So California has gone off the deep end, like a submarine that has no way to blow the ballast. I don't think it's coming back up anytime soon. So for the rest of America, as a California member of Congress, I have to say, defend yourself against California's bad practices, including our governor's criminal behavior.
Let's leave it at that. Congressman Darrell Issa, as always, thanks for joining us. See you again soon.
Thank you, Stuart.